Goldfinger, do. Pretty girl, beware of this heart of gold. His heart is cold. Do. No, they're talking about James Bond 60 years and who's the best one. And I think Goldfinger was the best film, and I do think Sean Connery is by far the best. He's amazing. He was gorgeous in that. And also, I like Roger Moore. He's sheer class. I think Roger Moore's amazing because he was my James Bond when I was in school. Moonraker and all that, that was the thing. And then Piers Morgan has class too. But Daniel Craig, not for me. I can't find him like attractive at all as a James Bond. He's just not, so not James Bond. You want somebody with class, more like a Hugh Grant, but more, like a suave figure. But you know what I mean. I know Hugh Grant's too old now, but that type of thing. Colin Firth, that type of a classy male, but with a bit more, you know what I mean. But he was, because we saw the films, and when I used to see them, and they used to come on a Sunday at home, and they always used to put them on a Sunday. And I can remember, and I get out of bed because I was in the flat, because I sleep in a lot, and I get my lunch and everything, and they'd be on in the afternoon. And I know Boy, my rag doll on the sofa, he loved James Bond, so we used to let him have it. And it'd be either Goldfinger or Moonraker or something. And it was usually Sean Connery was his favourite. And I'd say Goldfinger's one of the best ones, and Pussy Galore, because I love Honor Blackman. And he, that's what you call a man. Class, sheer class, that now. He was the best. I think Sean Connery he is James Bond. For me, I'd say him. And then a close second would be Roger Moore. Roger Moore's amazing. But for me, it's Sean Connery. He wins it. And I'll go for Goldfinger as being the best one. That's my thing. And Shirley Bassey, by far the best singer for them all. She's amazing. That woman is amazing. She came on the TV, and you know what? She's 85. She's still stunning. She's amazing. She's absolutely fabulous, that woman. She's so glamorous. She's just so amazing. Anyway, I'm just a bit high tonight, a bit hyper. I should be really worried about my future because it's so bleak. I have zero money in my account. I'm homeless. And I'm just waiting for Baracuda 6 now to contact me, because I think it's about 11, is it? I'm not really sure. And then he's ringing me after midnight, he said. Do. Baracuda 6, come on. Ring me and give me help, because I am desperate. Do. I've got a bit weird, I know. But I mean, I'm just so excited because he sounds promising, because my situation is not promising. Because I leave this hotel now to tomorrow, and I'm just being deposited in Birkenhead, which doesn't sound very good, does it? It's not very safe there. So I'm just hoping Barracuda does something so I don't have to go to bloody Birkenhead, or we can rescue me. Please rescue me. Do something, because I'm fucking desperate. Anyway, I don't know. It's just stressful life, isn't it? But it brings back good memories. Because when I was in my flat in House, I was happy then. And before I was homeless. I was just thinking, because it brought back the good memories they were showing about James Bond. A number of times they came on a Sunday. They used to keep repeating them. I think it was ITV. And it was every Sunday. There was one with a snake, and that was Sean Connery. And he's bloody great as James Bond. He was just perfect. He's a perfect looking man for it. Whoever picked them, the broccoli people or whoever they are, perfect. They knew exactly what they were doing when they picked him. He is James Bond for me. That's what lots of people agree with me, I'm sure. But a lot of people, Daniel Craig is not and will never be James Bond for me. He's a very good actor. He'd be brilliant as another role. I'm not saying he's not, because he's an extremely, extremely good actor. He's been brilliant in other films, in things. But for James Bond, no way. And goodness knows who they're going to pick now. Bet they'll pick somebody with a beard or something, which will not be James Bond. They're not going to pick. You need a man who's just sheer class. And I don't think they've actually got anyone that can do it now, if you think about it. Do you know what I mean? because Colin Firth and Hugh Grant are way too old. And I'm just trying to think. There's nobody, is there? Can you think of anybody? It was just something. I'm thinking of this to take my mind off my stress. So we'll just do quizzes on here now. It's a change, isn't it? So I could do that, couldn't I, on here? They say I should go live. Maybe I will go live. But on YouTube, can you go live? I don't know. And questions and answers. That's what you can give me. That'd be cool. So you can email me the questions and I'll give you the answers. That's the best thing. You can ask me any questions. I don't mind. Like my favourite colour. Well, when I was young, my favourite colour was pink. I tell you, from birth up until about 20 something, I'd say it was pink. Like raspberry milkshake pink, I'd say. It's like, like when you have a raspberry milkshake, that pink. Not as dark as cerise, that's way too dark. I like pale pink, but not like a strawberry pink, more of that type of pink. You know what I mean? Anyway, now I like green. I'm way into green. I'd say like an emerald green, even lime greens. I just like green. So people's tastes do change with time, don't they? Yep, they certainly do. Oh, I'm tired. But I've got to keep awake now, Baracuda. It's because I get up for these breakfasts, you see. They're giving me breakfast here, and I'd be an idiot to miss it. Because all I'm living off then is crisps the rest of the day and stuff I can get with the Morrison voucher. So I've got lots of crisps. I got some cheese off the counter, but the man that did it put it in a bag so that when I opened it, it fell all over the bloody floor. So I've just had to bin it. I can't eat it off the carpet. So, honestly. But I've got chocolate. I got a box of Quality Street, the small box, because it was on special offer. And I've been eating those now. Packets of crisps, tomato soup again, pineapple juice. So we're all right. We're not going to starve. Sorry. I'm just so tired. I'm just exhausted. So then I've got to get up for this breakfast again tomorrow's like my last night here then. Then I'm moving over to Birkenhead, which I'm not very happy about. Because it's not exactly... Southport's lovely in it because you've got the swans on the lake, so peaceful, and the big fields, and you can just sit there unless it's pouring with rain or complete wind. And if it's not raining, you can just sit there. It's just lovely. Just watching the swans and everything and all the birds around. Birkenhead, you can't sit there. You get fucking mugged if you sit there. Bloody hell. It's all full of hooded teenagers with guns and knives around there. It's bloody lethal. But I don't have an option. So it's that or sleep outside. I'm only booked in for a few days with the charity again because they're trying to get Wirral to help me, but I don't think they will. I think I'll be back here on the streets out here. I mean, with the swans in the bloody lake, out living outside again, if nothing happens. But I'm just rising above it and hoping. I think I can trust in you, Baracuda 6, can't I? Because you've promised me now. I know he's extremely busy. He's a very important man by the sound of it. But he's been very good to actually notice me. But he's going to ring me at 12. And he said that I've got something special. Because of my innocence and decency, he said, which is lovely, that he wants to... he needs me, so that's brilliant. Not in a sexual way. He's not a pervert at all, because he's above that. He's not a depraved, like that bloody pervert Paul who wanted to get me in a bloody toilet. Goodness knows what that pervert wanted to do to me. He's not ever doing anything to me. He isn't the bloody sick weirdo newspaper man who used to cut pictures on the wall. What type of depraved bastard is he? And did you see what he did on here? How horrible he was, saying that I didn't have ME. So he's a doctor now, is he? He's not anything. This is the thing, you see what I mean? How evil the people show their true colours, don't they? And I managed to capture that. Before that, he became very aggressive, but I didn't manage to get it all. I had to slide it on the video. You can see it further down. Pervert Paul, if you've not already watched it, but he's a real sick weirdo. I'm just saying that. But this man, Baracuda 6, is 100% gentleman. Decent human being, very intelligent too. And he knows exactly what he's doing. I trust in him completely. I'm just so grateful that he's actually giving me the time of day. So I've got to wait now for the call. My phone is free. I'm fully charged because I've had terrible trouble with the phone because my charger broke and then somebody gave me another one and it's not been working properly. And this lovely person called Aidan from Scotland who tries to ring me all the time, he couldn't get me for ages because he checks up on me. He's just very pleasant and he tries to check up on me all the time. The phone's been buggered basically. But at the moment, let's hope it holds out because this Baracuda 6 now is a very important call. He said after midnight. So nobody ring me till after midnight. Well, not till at least 1 because I've got to get ready for Baracuda 6. So cool that name, isn't it, though? I know. It's like 007 for James Bond. But the Baracuda. What should I call myself? Beluga 13 or something? Because I'm like big. So I'm like the big fish, aren't I? The big fat one. But they did cute. Have you seen their faces? The belugas. Oh, they're gorgeous. But I don't know. I might have a different name altogether. But I think it's cool to have some sort of name like that, especially for the internet. You need it, don't you? Because people shouldn't use your real name anyway. But I think it's very cool to use names like that. But this Baracuda 6, I think this name is so cool. It says it's got James Bond written all over it. But I bet he looks like a sort of James Bond. I can't see his picture, but I can picture him in a suit. He might send me a photo. I don't know about that. But that doesn't matter what he looks like. It's what he's going to do for me that matters. And the fact that he's wanting to help me is amazing because I've been reaching out for help. And Joe, no sign of Joe today. I never saw Christine either. Didn't see her today either. But I haven't seen Joe, no sign of him. So I don't know what the hell has happened to him. Mind you, I haven't been into the other hotels. I haven't walked about a lot because I can't walk very far. But I didn't see her and she's walking about all the time to look for him. But, so I don't know. Because if Barracuda 6 can't do anything in the time limit, and say in a few days in Birkenhead, the hotel, and then I'm kicked back on the streets and they won't help me, I've got to come back to Southport, be outside, and then I've got to find Christine and Joe. That's my last resort because I don't know what else to do. Aidan would help me, but I'm much too far away. There's no way I can get to Glasgow. So I don't have much option. So they're the only ones that will help me here then. So I don't know, because if this charity's finished with me now and wants me to go to Wirral, I don't know. Everyone seems to want to get rid of you and pass the buck on, don't they? So you feel hurt about it all the time. Like you don't matter. But the way Barracuda 6 talks to me, I do matter. And all the lovely people that have given me comments on here of support. I'm very, very grateful to all of you. Margaret, Aidan, everybody. I'm extremely grateful. I'm sorry if I've missed out your names. It's just I'm rubbish with names and I'm extremely sorry, but I'm so grateful for everybody. And I am not mentioning anybody bad on here ever again. I'm not giving them a time of a second, okay? So we won't talk about it. It's best, as you said, to move on and ignore. Thank you. So we're not doing anything. All we're doing now is waiting for the call. Do I eat another packet of crisps or do I finish off the Quality Street? Because I'm getting ready for Barrett. I'm going to finish off the Quality Street before they melt in this heat. It's so warm in here. It's lovely. I like it hot though. It says 28 degrees on the wall. That's perfect for me because the radiator's on. It's lovely. I like heat. I like it hot. I do. Really hot. I like the rooms. And it's lovely and warm and cozy in here. I've only got tomorrow night. I'm going to be gutted because I love Southport. I absolutely love it. I think it's a lovely place to be living. It's lovely here because you've got the swans. Not many places have swans. Most places have parks with ducks and geese. But to have swans, it's quite limited now, isn't it, in the UK? There's not many places. And there is a black swan, but I've not seen him. He used to be there, but somebody said he died. I can remember him for a few years ago, and he was black and he had a red beak. All the others are like white with orange beaks. But this one, he was black and he had this red beak. Oh, he was stunning. A black swan, it's like the black swan, isn't it? Like the one stands out. But they had one black swan. Oh, I think when something is a different colour to the others, they stand out. You always think how amazing it is anyway. I think if they were all black swans and there'd be one white swan, you'd say, oh, the white swan, wouldn't you? Because that's the way it is, because it's different, so it'll stand out. But it was stunning because they have red beaks. Oh, I love swans, and they're so elegant and graceful, and they just go along like this, peacefully. Not like those seagulls. No, no. I try to feed them stuff from like the breakfast. They give you these cakes that are a bit dry. So I put them in the bag and in my trolley thing. And then I give it to them, trying to give it to the swans or even the little pigeons. I love little pigeons, they're cute. And then these bloody seagulls are in my eye, floating here. Ow, 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 ow. Nearly pecking my eye. Looks like the bloody birds. I'm like Tippy Hedren. It's awful. And I'm throwing it quick and going, like that. And they get them. These great big seagulls come and swallow it like that. And the swans don't get a look in. The pigeons don't get a look in. The ducks don't get a look in, neither do the geese. Oh no, because it's the seagulls that take control as usual. But those seagulls are wild. I'll tell you about seagulls. So, because I'm so high thinking about him now, it's brilliant. So, I've never been so happy for quite a while now. I'm positive because I feel the vibe is right now. In Liverpool, I think it was Subway, I'm not sure. The seagulls, big seagulls, go in all the time, nip the sandwiches. When I used to go from Liverpool, I used to be in Heswell, and I had a Chester Zoo pass. I would get on the bus from Liverpool to Chester because this bus goes to the zoo. The seagulls, I am not lying, it's the honest truth, would get on top of the bus and get off at Chester Zoo because they knew they know the time of the feed, and they'd go in to the cages, into where they drop the food and grab it. And that's the honest truth. And you can ask anybody local who knows about that, and the staff there, and they will vouch for it because they are clever. Seagulls are so highly intelligent birds. Mind you, crows are, they've said too. What other birds? Is it magpies? I'm not sure about them. They steal the bright things, so they must be clever, like jewellery and stuff. Like bloody burglars, aren't they? And they do heists. And then I think it's ravens and things. Oh, the ravens. Tower London, wow. Now one came up to me and she starts talking, and they gave me her name, and they said, oh, she likes you. And one of the beef eaters was telling me, and she was going, and that was last summer for ages. And she came up, and they're big, beautiful birds, but they're like navy blue. It's not black. So people think, oh, they're black birds. They're not. The actual feathers are navy blue. They're the most beautiful colour you'd ever seen, and shining in the light. And they were gorgeous. I have got pictures, I think, on my phone somewhere, but they are so gorgeous. And it was just amazing. And she was just talking to me for ages. They're highly intelligent, some of these birds are. I love birds, though, but I love pigeons. I think pigeons are lovely. And the white ones, like the doves, are gorgeous. They're such cute. I hate the way people kick them, ignorant people. They are not vermin. They're lovely little creatures, pigeons, and they need feeding too. And I'm all for animal rights, and I don't like any cruelty. I am not a vegan. I'm more or less a vegetarian. I do like eating fish, but I'd say I'm more or less pescarian and vegetarian, really, because I do eat my cheese and everything. I couldn't be a vegan because the food is so horrific. I'm being honest. It is fucking horrible. But you need cheese and you need dairy and chocolate. You can't get any decent ones from veganism. But I do appreciate the fact that they should not be killing animals. I think it's very barbaric, it's very cruel, and it breaks my heart when they show these terrible things of pigs being tied up in little things, and that really breaks me down because you feel their pain. It's like in Mould. They've got this cattle market and they're whipping them and they're going round in circles, and it's so cruel. And you can hear their cries of the cows, and it made me ill. Mould's an absolute shithole. I hate Wales anyway. But when I was living there in Chester, and I was going there, and I'd have to meet my mother who was working in Mould at the time, and I go over there, and it was heart-rending for me to hear their cries. Other people weren't ignoring it. She told me to ignore it. Other people didn't feel it. I felt it. Like they were talking to me. I felt their pain. I felt their abuse because I'm more sensitive. I'm on a different level to a lot of people. And I communicate with animals better. I love animals, and all that cruelty, it's terrible. I respect animals, though. That's the thing. I have respect for animals more than I'd ever for people. you know what I mean. I don't like. I will go round with my walker to avoid any insect on the street because I don't want to hurt anything. I will go out of my way not to hurt any creature, and I respect all animals. I really do. And I don't like people who don't respect them because that type of person is not a person you'd want to be associated with, to be honest.